Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm excited to be here with you today. I'm Dr. Alicia Clevenger. I am here in Iowa in the United States, and I have two guests with me. Right now, no matter where you are, back to school is probably at the top of everybody's list. We're starting to see it. If you're on social media, you're seeing the first day of school photos pop in, and everybody headed back, and sports are getting back into swing and all of that busyness of life for people that have families. And so today we're going to explore a topic of how three can really support your family. What are practical ways that the products from three can help your family have a really good, successful school year, athletes to have a successful school year, whether it's we're talking about your teens or whether we're talking about the parents who are supporting these kids as they walk this journey of school. And so I'm excited that I have two guests here today who know so much about back to school. They're both moms themselves. And so that's the first step is they are moms of kids and athletes and all the things. So they are in the busyness of life, just like I am. I myself have three children. They're 17, 14, and 10. I'll let them talk about how many kids and the ages of their children as well, so you can find that relationship with them. And and so my first guest is Andrea Seiberling. She is out of Iowa as well. She's a nurse. She spent many years in the hospital, working in wound care and all the busyness of that. And then she decided, well, I want to spend more time with my children. And so one of the best ways to do that is to be a school nurse herself. So she is in the trenches of being a school nurse and working with the kids every single day, which is an absolutely amazing job. And I would think it gives you so much joy, but that's a lot of work. And so, working with them and all the things that can come at you. So, she has all the experience that we really want to talk about today because she's working with all those kids. And then we also have Dr. Tammy Watkins, who is also here in Iowa. Dr. Tammy is a pediatric chiropractor and prenatal chiropractor. So same thing. Um, Also a mom, and she is working with families every single day. I know her and I, as chiropractors, has been a big part of our career with proactive health, which is a big part of three, and helping people not just have the years in their life, those life in the years. How can they be active? How can they do the things that they want to do? And enjoy life and feel good doing it, right? And so, three being a proactive health and wellness company is something that fits right into there. So, we're going to jump right in today with these ladies. Ladies, do you want to share just a little bit about you and really why you love three for your families and then the ages of your children? We'll start with you, Andrea.
Yeah, so we have a 8-year-old and an 11-year-old, and we stay so busy with sports and everything. So I love three because it gives them that extra support for their bodies that they need when they are going all day long. And then the extra support, when their bodies start to get a little bit run down, like I know we're giving them just the best ingredients that we can give them. Um, and it works for them and gives them energy and through the whole food ingredients. And yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Dr. Tammy.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tammy, and I'm married to a functional medicine practitioner. So health, wellness, proactive wellness has always been a really big part of our life. We have four busy kiddos, 14, 13, 10, and 8. And so we are in the throes of all life stages here. I love three because it's everything that I want in a supplement, most importantly, as well. It's everything I don't want in a supplement. I love the simplicity of it. I used to line up a little cup every morning, and my 8-year-old was taking 7 different things, and now he gets 2. So I love the simplicity and the ease of that for school and beyond.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I think we see a lot of is as school gets going, sleep cycles change. I'm trying right now to get my kids into better sleep habits. I wouldn't say that it's working excellently. And so sleep affects so many things, but one of the things I really want to talk about is when sleep and diet and all those things. I know you both know this. This isn't a quiz show, but what's that top product that you think can just fill in all of our gaps? Anybody?
I'd say
I would say
Vitality.
Vitality.
They both got it. So that's really it. The Vitalite is our go-to. First of all, it's easy. I mean, I have them stuffed in my purse. I have them stuffed in my car. They're just everywhere around our house. Little packet that really is a foundational packet. It gives you all the things that we're just not getting in our diet, whether your kids are eating the school lunch or the lunch that maybe they packed for themselves. They may not be getting what they need. And so having all the everything, all your fruits and your veggies and your gut health and every your enzymes and your trace minerals all in one easy packet and on the go. I know for myself as a mom, I'm covering all their bases when they get that little packet of Vitalite. What do you see with Vitalite, Dr. Tammy?
Energy, absolutely, I would say is the number one thing I hear, which is a win for moms, especially. I keep my Vitality box in my minivan. I'm driving my kids all over the place, so I always have my water bottle. I can be assured that it's right there to take. For my kids, I notice bowel regularity. I always have to pause a little bit because I talk about bowel movements daily in practice. It's such an incredible indicator of health, but I also talk about that often with my children. And so that regularity that comes with that is huge for overall health as well. And so those are the two that stand out the most with that.
Absolutely. Can you even imagine a world where everybody was taking Vitalite? The energy they'd have, the sleep they would have, the hormone regulation they would have, all those things. It would just be amazing.
We
So,
are so depleted as,
so
as
depleted
a community and as a nation. Yeah, as a
yeah,
world. It's a
as a world,
great,
really. Our foods just aren't
great
what they used to
option.
be.
Yes.
Andrea, so as they head in, and we know that the immune systems are changing because of less sleep, change in food, change in diet, the stress kids feel. I think that we sometimes think it's fun, right? Back to school, but there is some stress involved with that, and that really can alter some people's immune system. I'd love for you to share what you love about the product that Three has, Immune, and just really the benefit of it for teens and adults and really everybody.
Yeah. So last year, the first year as being a school nurse, so those first 2 weeks of school, I saw so many kids and so many teachers just get run down so quickly, and viruses starting to ramp up. So Immune is great because it has 16 ingredients in it that just is an all-in-one. So you're really supporting your whole immune system, and your immune system is able to adapt to what it needs for that immune product when you take it. So I just love that it's an all-in-one, and you're not having to take like multiple bottles of, your elderberry and other like immune support singly.
Yeah, that's a huge perk of it. The other thing is 80% of your immune system is in your gut. And so that product is so important, not just for the immune system, but for the gut health. It's kind of like a hamster wheel. They work together, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I love that, somebody has a scratchy throat or somebody says, "Hey, I'm having more sneezy and itchy eyes." You know what? So have some Immune, and I know that I don't have to get out all those bottles. I don't have to make sure they stand there and take the C and the D and the zinc and the selenium and all the different parts and pieces. They just take it and we go on about our way. And I know that's covered. Anything about Immune with you, Dr. Tammy?
I think for our family, and I know others, with proactive health being such a keystone to our family, when we're talking about supporting our kids through the school year, not missing school, being present for activities we want to be present to, this one I feel like is a fountainhead for that one, something we never miss during the school year. And what I really appreciate about it is when we do have a little bit of a sniffle or we're starting to notice our bodies maybe a little bit more run down, because it's whole foods, I can give my children more or take more myself throughout the day. So I love the tool that comes with it there too, as the proactive and as a reactive option.
It's absolutely true. So let's take a little turn here. So one of the things that, I drive by the school and I see the kids out running cross country and football practices are starting up and fall baseball is going on. So these kids are out pushing themselves, right? And so they're pushing themselves in a time where they're also back to school. Um, and so one of the things, I actually read a research article this last week that talked about the amount of sleep in teens and the increased risk of injury, the less sleep that they're getting. And so I think obviously when we look at athletes, we do look at that Vitality product for them. But let's talk a little bit about recovery and recovery with our product. I will start with Dr. Tammy.
That's a great question. I have my oldest is an all sport high school athlete. This year he's doing everything. And so we already are in the swing of things, and non-negotiable at night time for him is Revive and Eternal because I know that he is just burning through about every calorie that he has put in his body, and his body's going to need extra things to help him sustain just even normal function, let alone recover from what he has done to and with his body. Football right now is real, and having something that he can take quickly, super power punched with phytonutrients and cellular health and healing. He is feeling better already than a lot of his team who are just so sore, so tired. He can feel the difference in that.
Right. That's a huge part of it. That the Revive product is so good for recovery and reducing inflammation. So it, like you said about the immune, one of the things I do love about it is you're taking it proactively. But one of the things that sometimes these athletes come home with is, a irritated ankle, or I have a cross country runner right now who, tweaked her knee. And so taking a little bit extra to bring down the inflammation and have that support as a natural anti-inflammatory without side effects of pharmaceuticals to be able to calm that down and then be back out running the next day. That's huge. And it's not something we're seeing. I see that my kids feel so much faster than the average kid. Especially when I was in full-time practice, I would see that a lot that, sometimes some of these kids would take a while to recover from something. And I'm seeing the recovery be so much faster when you add in some of these products. Would you say the same, Andrea?
Yeah, absolutely. I use it for my own kids, and when they have injuries similar, we give it to them, and they seem to recover faster too. I would also say I give it for like headaches too, and just as like a natural anti-inflammatory and to
Yeah,
help with that pain also.
right.
It's really
Absolutely. Just that bounce back. I feel like it just gives them that bounce back so much faster. It gives them that edge to be able to do that. The other thing I want to make sure we do touch on is one of our favorite products for support for tissue repair. And collagen, right? Sometimes we don't think about collagen for teens and athletes. We think about collagen for women, to be quite honest, hair, skin, nails, joint, But our collagen is really good for joints, and the collagen from 3 has studies done on an epigenetic study showing it increases something called BDNF, which is for brain function and brain health. So talk about athletes, right? I want my athlete to have better brain health, especially when they're out there being have the quick moves and they need the quick support for their brain. But hair, skin, nails, and joints are where it's at. So you have these kids that are having injuries. I want to make sure that the ligaments and the tendons and all those parts of their body are really supported. And collagen really is the product to do that. So I'm making sure that my teen athletes are getting some collagen during this fall season when they're busy and going there, and it tastes great, and so it's really easy to give to them because it tastes like strawberries and I'm like, sure, I'll have that treat. And you can make it like a popsicle. Sometimes we freeze them here at home. Tammy, you do the collagen a different way. How do you do it?
I do freeze it. Yep. With
Do.
collagen and Eternal. Yep. I freeze those and take it
So
that way.
like,
I use it different frequency with my dad who had a stroke. We do different frequency, but as far as, yeah, we freeze it.
yeah. So it's like a slushy. So her kids are
Yes.
having their 3 supplements as slushies, which isn't that a perk,
Yeah.
right? Um,
It's our afternoon snack. It's a great fill-in
it
for that
is.
afternoon craving.
It is. So, okay, so we talked about that. We talked about collagen. So then we hit skin. What about teens and skin health? Let's touch skin health. So, uh, let's talk about who wants to jump in and talk about Visage. Anybody?
I must say, I'm pretty impressed that skincare is all the rage for these middle school and high schoolers, even elementary schoolers. My daughters are 10 and 13, and asking for facial products, first of all, I think is wonderful as long as they're clean. I worried that a lot of what people are putting on their teenage children's skin and even their younger children, now that we have young children washing their face, that they are really disrupting the biome on their face. They're taking away some of the hydration. And so, what I really love about our skincare in the same alignment with our supplements is that they're really clean and they're really intentional about the health of the skin. I know Dr. Alicia and I have talked multiple times with people using the skincare that sometimes their body has to adjust because they've taken off a lot of the good stuff, the healthy barrier, the safety barrier of the skin because of the products they've used previously. So I love that starting from a young age, we're getting our children in a good routine for cleaning their skin, but also not harming their skin with something that's harsh or toxic, full of fragrance, creating more issue than they're intending to at that point. And I love when we're talking about brain clarity too, especially with my girls as well. I notice when they're using the Visage serum, their mood just settles down, settles out, and we notice some really big differences in the way that they're responding to situations, which is a win at home
Right.
and at school.
Right. Well, and that's an important point. So our skincare is not just skincare. The Visage line is a neurocosmetic line. So it's a skincare that does all the amazing things that you want for skin. So skin tone, it's great for people with acne. It's great for anti-aging and just I mean, I'm just looking at the three of us and I'm like, you can tell we love our internal products, but we also love our skincare, right? And so when so I'm thinking I'm looking at my tweens, teens, and moms for that. And my husband. I mean, my husband loves Visage because of how it makes him sleep. And that's the neurocosmetic component. You know, you get put that good neurocosmetic on there. That's a brain product. It goes down to that layer in the skin, sends the message to the brain, and the brain increases things like serotonin, dopamine, DHEA, the things that make us feel good. And so those so there's no doubt that your girls, you notice that difference in them, the calm and things like that when you're increasing that. So I love the neurocosmetic concept. I had not heard of it before this product in this line, but now I'm hearing about it everywhere. Everybody's wanting dual duty. They're wanting skincare that does something else. Well, if I can have skincare that also supports good mood, bring it on. Who doesn't want that for back to school, right? And I've seen incredible results with acne in teens, so I agree.
Especially if you have a football player right now, our son, I'm having making sure he's doing this twice a day, or a baseball player, when they just have that sweat and that contact and that bacteria that's just harbored in those helmets. This has been, his skin looks better than the rest of his team for sure.
Yeah, all that helmet and hats. Oof, I'll deal with that. So, also heading back to school, we have kids need something called focus. Some focus and some energy. I know I need it as a mom of after the end of summer. I was just telling these ladies before we started heading back to school. It's like, oh, we're almost there. You know, you're trying to cross that finish line. And but the kids head back into school and all these things are going on, and that ability to sit and focus on the studies, the ability to sit and do those things and have the energy to get through those days. It can sometimes be grueling when you've been sleeping till 10 or 11 a.m. or having these change in sleep cycles. Andrea, let's talk about kinetic a little bit.
Yeah, I am loving Kinetic. I was so excited when they came out with their clean caffeine drink, and I have mine this morning. I don't think I've had like a cup of coffee in the morning for almost 2 weeks. Like, it's working so well. And I will be honest, I drank a different energy drink brand, and it started to, disrupt my hormones, and I was so irritable, and I said, I'm not going to take that. And then a week later, 3 came out with Kinetic, and it's been phenomenal. So I love it because it's just a steady like energy level throughout the day. And then it does increase my focus. So I'm able to sit at my desk at school and work on all my documents and health paperwork that I'm working on this week, and not get distracted easily.
Yeah. And that's huge. So many of those energy drinks, the reason that, it was disrupting your hormones are some of the synthetic things in there. Most of the energy drinks on the market, on top of the fact that they're very expensive, they're filled with chemicals. They're filled with sucralose and aspartame or taurine and things that we just don't want in our body. So the fact that we have the caffeines from green tea, amazing. Yeah, I'm going to give my kids, my teenagers, that boost from green tea, right? And like you said, there's no jitters or anything like that. It's just very gentle, but yet you feel the energy, the focus to be able to have that brain and health and cognitive function. There's rhodiola. There's all these wonderful adaptogens that help their brain. Electrolytes. When these kids, we need to be replacing our bodies with electrolytes. And anytime you're having any kind of energy from caffeine or activity or anything like that, you need to pair it with electrolytes. And so the fact that the electrolytes are already in here saves me a step, which save me a step, sign me up, right? And so that is what I love. It's this easy little packet. It works out to like $2.33 per packet, depending on how you do it. And it's easy. What I also love about it is we can dose it down. The packet has 200 milligrams of caffeine. So for my teenagers, we take a third of a packet or a half a packet if they're going somewhere, and I love that you can dose it. I also love it if I have something in the evening, 3 or 4 o'clock, I can have half a packet and I know it's not going to affect my sleep at night. But the great thing is, and I don't know if you've seen this, Dr. Tammy, I'm hearing people have better sleep at night from taking this during the day. And I think that's from the cortisol balancing, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. That adaptogen support actually getting their system to settle down really well, giving it again more of what it needs. But that cortisol balance, huge for the body saying it's safe, you can settle down, you can sleep. And then in return, it's that great domino effect. They're sleeping better. Kiddos' bodies and brains are healing better. Sleep is such an important time to do that. And so I love the domino effect of that too.
Great. One of the a couple more things I want to make sure we hit before we let everybody go is uh, purify. I always find it interesting whenever I ask Dr. Tammy, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? She's always saying purify, purify. She loves purify for a lot of different reasons. Would you share why you love purify so much? Everything from hormones to, and why it would be a good back to school product.
Yeah, I often think detoxing gets either a bad rap or a misunderstanding of that. But the truth of the matter is we live in a really toxic world. As much as I try to keep my kids and my family in a bubble, we are out in there are pollutants in the air and the things we're washing our hands with when we're not at home, the food that we're putting into our bodies. And so enter in school again, where we're getting different foods, likely that families may not have been used to. Over the year, we need things that are quicker, more stable at room temperature, more convenient. And so when we are putting different things into our body, we're now in different environments, in different schools, different airs for, again, football helmets, you're breathing differently, breathing stuff in. And so getting those toxins out of the body is really essential to keeping vitality in the body. And I love how gentle Purify is. A lot of detox products out there are not so gentle, and it's people are hesitant to take them. Student athletes in particular, high schoolers, being at school, having your system disrupted. And so I talk about lymphatic flow and the importance of the lymphatic system with all of our patients in regards to hormones, skin, sleep. And so I just love that Purify is hitting all of our detox organs and gently not only pulling things out of where they need to be pulled out of, but getting them out of the body. And so also with that is going to come clarity, is going to come better skin, is going to come better just function overall. And so I love that one. That's a non-negotiable for myself and my family on the daily.
Well, and don't you think when all those pathways, everything's being detoxed the way it needs to, when you do have exposure to all these new things, your body deals with it so much better because it's not full of toxins, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. We use a bucket analogy often, and I love that too, where as as time is going on and we're exposed to more things and people are sicker and sicker, our bucket's fuller and fuller, and we need more gap in there that we can have exposures that we're bound to have. We're bound to have. My kids are bound to get sick. That's not a bad thing, but when they get sick, I want them to be able to tolerate that well.
Right, absolutely. So whether you're home or you're here on this call, raise your hand if you've ever given your child any kind of pouch of fruit, like an applesauce pouch or, any of that, like anything that's a pouch, right? And so I think so many have. Again, it's a convenience thing. My kids don't take a pouch of fruit anymore. They take this pouch of fruit to school. We put this in my kids' lunches, but Eternal is probably, it's my favorite product. It's my go-to product. And my kids love this. I think it's like candy for them. But as a mom, I love it. I say this is the product that helps me glow. This is the product that helps me have energy, and this is the product that really is it's cellular health and repair. It's the product that is going to keep me aging well because it's not just about taking care of my kids now. It's being able to how am I going to feel and function when I'm 60, 70, 80, 90 years old? This is the product that's protecting that. So Andrea, if you would share about what you love about Eternal, and then I'll let you share too, Dr. Tammy.
I love about Eternal that it is just easy to rip and take it, easy on the go. It tastes really good. And I just love the ingredients and how they work in my body.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dr. Tammy.
I really appreciate the power punch of Eternal. I love its repair capacity. Any cell that is repaired and working at its best is going to help everything in the body. I love that it is filling in the gaps. Also, we talked about Vitality, but this one to me is a really big power punch for filling in the gaps. Has buckets and buckets of fruits and vegetables, phytonutrients. So fasting is a space that I talk about as well. And I know that's happening with students. For some of them, they're just getting busy and athletes. And so having something that can really get them so many nutrient dense benefits in a little packet. I just love all that comes with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It has 200 milligrams of resveratrol, glutathione, all those fruits that she talked about, a little bit of collagen for gut health, and then it has CoQ10, which is really what gives energy to every single cell of your body. So it's just a boost of energy for everything. So before we go, I want to ask, what is the one product? If you had to boil it down to one thing, Tammy's like, no, I can't do it. Yep, I'm gonna make you do it. What is one thing that you won't let your family go without this season? And I'm gonna go first, so you can't steal mine. I'm gonna pick this one. That's why I have it out. I know that on, like you said, on the go and easy, I'm protecting and repairing and supporting the immune system and all the health. And I know that I can have this in my purse, in my bag, and on the go at the gym, wherever I'm at, and take this little packet. And so Eternal is the one that we will not go one day without here at our house. So, Andrea?
I would not go a day without. I love them. It's hard to choose one product, but Vitalite would be my number one just because the power that it has with supporting your body for gut health is just so huge and lower, like decreasing bloating with that gut health too.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay, Dr. Tammy, I'll let you pick two because we might have taken one of yours.
Well, you took both of mine. I would say those would be my top two. But immune, if when we are in the school year, we do immune every single morning. And then, like I said, we boost up as we need to throughout the year. But that is for my family go to every morning. They're getting Vitality and immune every morning.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you both for being here. Before we do jump off, I want to share something. So, if you are with us today in the United States, we do have these promo packs right now. These are the promo packs. You see them. They're called back to school packs. And so these are packs that the corporate has put together. These end on September 7th. And so you can see here, there's two different ones. One includes all of the skincare. So if you want to try that Visage line that we talked about, that's a neurocosmetic skincare and brain health, you can try that. It gives you a free collagen. It comes with collagen and gives you a free collagen. You got an $84 savings in there between the savings and the free product. That's awesome. Maybe you want to try all the supplements. Comes with a wellness pack. So you get one of every product and an extra box of Eternal, which is awesome. That one has $118 savings. You can purchase both. There's no limit on them. So some people are like, we are stocking up, especially as you can guess, we go through a lot of Eternal at our house. And so I was like, 2 boxes of Eternal in that pack, sign me up. So we are doing these. You can start with these. If you're new to the world of three and you're like, I want to get started, you can start with these products. Or if you're an existing customer, you can move and brand ambassadors can purchase these packs and get started with them. So for anybody that says, I am wanting to jump on everything these ladies just talked about, this is the perfect way to do it. Beauty pack or wellness pack, get these products in your body and that of your family and get started. So I want to thank you both for being here with me today, and I hope you and your families have an absolutely wonderful school year.